Good morning, Lagos. Great morning to you. How are you this morning? I must apologize for starting a little late. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we're live on Relationship 360. On the show today, we'll be discussing traits to avoid in a relationship. We'll be focusing on the jobless and the lazy one. I am your host for today. My name is Hope Uzo, and this is the voice you'll be hearing up until 11:30 and not Onyinchi's. Okay, so rest assured, my guest is here in the studio, and that's legal practitioner and CEO Gnosis Help Initiative, Olumide Kayode Omosebi. Good morning, Kayode.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well, thank
Good to
you.
see you.
And happy new month to you.
Same.
Okay, so let's dive into our topic for the day: traits to avoid in a relationship, the jobless and the lazy one. Let's have you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in again early in the morning. We really appreciate it. We have been talking about traits to avoid while considering your choice for a spouse. And there are 7 traits that I identified. And today we'll be talking about the jobless one. Now, jobless, as we know, means someone without a job. Now, the job, that is job, is a noun and means a piece of work, but a contemporary interpretation now calls it a temporary occupation, as one can have no permanent work but several jobs. So the word job is often used interchangeably with work. So you can ask someone, do you have a job, or where do you work?
Yes.
Job is as old as time. If you believe in the story of creation, you would see that even God Almighty, the sovereign and almighty powerful, also works. When you look at Genesis chapter 2, it says, and on the 7th day, God ended his work which he had done and rested from all his work, meaning he works. So he blessed the 7th day, sanctified it, and said we will rest. So the Sabbath is actually meant for those that work. That is, when you say the weekend, it means the week ends for those that work, and not for those that don't work, because their week never started.
Sure.
So the synonyms of jobless, that is joblessness, is also referred to as unemployed, out of work, out of job, redundant. And the word unemployed means a person without a paid job but available to work. So the jobless one, the second variant to that is the unemployed. And the third variant to that is the unemployable. Now, a person who is not able to get a paid employment because of lack of skill or qualification is called the unemployable, or who cannot hold a job. Then, some people are unemployable because they don't have the skill, they don't have the qualifications, they don't even have the character to get a job. Now, the essence of a job or work is to earn money. Your value is determined by what you are able to do or the problems you are able to solve. This means your value, for you to have value, you must have a skill, talent, or qualification, which can be exchanged for money. So, work means you are either in paid employment or as part of an organization, or you have a skill, talent that can fetch you money in terms of providing service. Now, our question is, should someone who is jobless marry? That is, can someone who does not earn an income marry? Should someone who has no skill, talent, or unemployment marry? I saw something in the Bible some time ago. Sorry, I want to quote this. This is not a Christian, but I like quoting this. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10 says, "For even when we were with you, we commanded you this: if anyone will not work, neither should he eat." So the Bible tells you that if you do not work, you should not eat. 1 Timothy 5:7 says, "If any man doesn't provide for his own, especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel." An infidel means someone with it's like no conscience, no value. So if someone who does not work is being told not to eat, I think the reward for joblessness should not be marriage. I think the jobless person should first go and look for a job. That is his immediate concern, and not to go and bring a woman from her father's house into his unemployment. I tell people not to marry a man without a means of income, without a skill or talent or business that he is doing, which automatically tells you that someone else will have to carry the responsibility of that marriage, which will be the person he is getting married to. That is why I hate the idea of a man marrying into his father's house where his parents are living in the same property because he cannot afford an accommodation. The creed of marriage is in Genesis 2:24, which says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And not that a man shall move in with his father and mother all over again." For the woman, you look at Proverbs 31, which talks about a virtuous wife. And when you look at verse 13, it says, "She seeks wool and flax, and willingly works with her hands. She considers a field and buys it from her profits. She plants a vineyard." It shows you that for a woman to also be described as a virtuous woman, she must have work. Work is not in future continuous tense. It is present tense, not "I will be working." I have work. I have something to do. So if you are so in love with someone who does not have work, be patient for them to have work before you marry. People mistaking faith, the faith you have in God that God will do it, you now want to put the same faith in man. Man is not God. Our religion is based on faith because nobody has seen God, but we know he answers prayers. Now, you cannot give to God the same kind of belief that you give to man, because man one day will wake up and, will not just sleep and not wake up. But God, we know, lives forever. So you cannot equate that. They say he has talent, he has prospects. Can you see prospects? Or is it because he told you what probably he has as ideas, something he has seen or has read? They start telling you big, lofty things, and you think, oh, this has prospects. The issue is, let prospects show first. Let it show first that he is able to work before you go into marriage. The next step for a jobless person is to look for a job. The next step for an unemployed person is to get work. Now, I want to talk about the unemployable. That is the third variant to this. Now, there are some people that are unemployable. That is, they lack the skill, qualification, or talent to even get a job. So that tells you that from the beginning, they cannot, even in future continuous tense, they cannot get a job. I warn men a lot that when all you see in a woman is what she carries physically, all you see are the hips, the breasts, the face, the beauty, and because of beauty, you marry for beauty, then you have no value. Because that beauty in itself, in the next 3-4 years, will fade. Just after a child, after 2 children, the figure 8 becomes
figure 10.
figure 10. That's why I kept quiet too. I didn't say that one. Another woman said that. All beauty is like a flower. It has its season. When you marry someone who has nothing to offer you but what she carries in the body, that is the absolute opposite of value. That means you, from the day you say, I do, depreciation starts in. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. When someone has nothing to offer you but her body, men, I always warn you, because the day something happens to you, gentlemen, suppose like 2020, when COVID, when the lockdown began, over 4,000 people lost their jobs in financial institutions across Nigeria. One day you get there, you want to log into your computer and you see that your password no longer works because you have been laid off. And then you have to get home to talk to a woman who has nothing to offer you but her body. You are not able to meet the condition of taking care of her anymore. The only commodity she has to trade with is her body. So she will go and trade with her body. Then you would say she's cheating. No, that is her commodity. That is what she has to trade with, her looks, her body. The issue is you knew beforehand, because that was the same commodity that got you in the first place.
Yes.
So you know beforehand that what she has is her body. You are not able to feed, or something happens to your business, it shuts down. She will trade with the commodity she has, because she will not, she's not here to suffer with you. She's not here to support, because she has nothing to support with. That commodity she has is what she would use. And then you would start saying that she's cheating. She is not cheating. She's just using what value she has. Some people, there's a variation to this. Some people start spreading the gospel that if you are jobless and you have been looking for a job for a while, it doesn't work, get married. There is a blessing that comes with marriage. You will find a job. I've heard that over and over again. I've seen people even on Facebook, that is when they go to the pastor, they are looking for a wife, they tell the family members, then you start looking for family members, and the family members will start looking for girls. I have this brother somewhere, I have this, because just give birth, like let your generation not end with you. So you just push you into marriage with someone who the family is tired of feeding, or just marry. There is a blessing to marriage. Things will just work well. There is even another variation that they will tell you that just give birth. Because children, there's a Yoruba proverb that the child would bring that thing which you would raise it with along with it.
Yes.
So I don't know how to pronounce it in Yoruba. Or something like that. I heard it, but I didn't memorize it. That the child would always bring with it what you would use to raise the child. A blessing that would come with the child, that will make resources to raise the child available. But unfortunately, we have over 4 million children that forgot their blessing in heaven.
They left in a hurry.
They left in a hurry. That they are all over the streets without food, shelter, clothing, stealing, up and down. So this gentleman did the same thing. He was jobless and, married the wife. After 3-4 years, nothing happened. The mother said, maybe it's because there is no child. The child will bring blessing. So, by the 3rd year, she was pregnant and she brought, it was a lady. The gentleman was hoping that his fortunes would change, but I think the child forgot what they would raise it with in heaven. So he tried for another child. Maybe that child would bring that what the first child forgot along with his own and, to their destination. But still, nothing happened. The next thing is that he said that woman is a witch because she did not bring goodness. She did not bring value. She did not bring they say good feet. That means her feet. Her coming into my house has been a curse, and she's responsible. That is always what happens. You will be blamed as the source of their what? poverty.